Hi guys, it's just Adam, and today we will be discussing the appointment of the new head coach of Rangers Football Club, Danny Rohl. The German international has previously worked at clubs such as Bayern Munich and Sheffield Wednesday. What a comparison there! And we'll be discussing his tactical view. Obviously, I'm not a tactical mastermind, sorry. So I'm not going to give you that much of a deep dive, but I'll give you the basics. I'll also talk about the previous work he's done, if I think he'll do well at Rangers and stuff like that. I have a couple of other videos related to Danny Rowe, but it's more about the Rangers hierarchy coming up in the next couple of days. So if you enjoy that kind of content, leave a like, subscribe, so you can see more of that kind of content. And today, as of the 20th of October at 4:33, Rangers appointed our new head coach Danny Rowe. German international, as I said before, has worked at clubs such as an assistant manager, Bayern Munich, RB Leipzig, Southampton, and has been the manager of Sheffield Wednesday. Obviously, at Bayern Munich and Germany, he's done Germany as well. He was the backup to Hansi Flick, who obviously you know what he done at Bayern. He won the sextuple, which includes the Champions League, Club World Cup, German Super Cup, German Cup, German League, all that jazz. He also led Germany at the World Cup as their assistant manager. And as you know, Hansi Flick is now the manager of Barcelona, and he's been at Bayern Munich before, so he obviously knows how to pick football managers. And if you remember that Bayern team, that was a Bayern team that put 8 goals past Barcelona, so this is a big appointment. I would say it's a decent appointment for Rangers, as in that perspective. Like on paper, it's like a very good appointment. Obviously spent time at RB Leipzig, and which is part of the Red Bull group, so they know how to scout their managers as well, because they've got Jesse March. There's a couple of other ones. I mean, they've got Jurgen Klopp involved actually, so yeah, it's quite big. And he worked under the old Southampton manager, Hazelhüttl, the old German one. A lot of players come out and said he's really good, and because his English wasn't good at the time, he would just be basically he was doing all the coaching, and Southampton were decent under him, so you have that. But at Sheffield Wednesday, he chose to go up to manager. It's not like Rangers and they have expectations. It was a bit more laid back, in the sense of you can lose matches, but they were bookies odds. They were finishing bottom every time, and if you don't know the current situation at Sheffield Wednesday, they should be. But he managed to. The first season, I don't know how he kept them up. The second season was a lot better, but still nowhere near the playoffs. So I think that might sway some Rangers fans into thinking, well, maybe he isn't that good, maybe he is. But I don't really have an opinion. I don't know if he'll do good or not, but I have a feeling that he will. I'm going to get into some of his tactical sides now, so let's get it. Obviously, I was talking about Rohl's kind of previous clubs, but the best comparison I could give this guy is to Jurgen Klopp and his style of management. He's very passionate about his teams. He's very adaptable. Klopp was very adaptable when he was at Liverpool, because he adapted to when he first came in and saw where they could improve and slowly put it into his style of play. On the tactics side of things, he plays either a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1. Against Sheffield United, obviously better opposition rivals, they kind of want to away from home. They played a 4-4-2. Every game that I've saw, other than that, the kind of style of games, they were playing 4-2-3-1. So I think it depends on the opponent. He likes his fullbacks high and wide, which reminds me of Gerrard's way of playing. So I think they were going in a certain direction with this appointment. They also like to invert. So that'll suit Tavernier a lot because he'll be able to come into midfield, as well as all our Rangers fullbacks. You also have, he's very aggressive in the press off the ball, but this is where it kind of comes similar to Russell Martin obviously, but that was his identity. This is not Danny Rohl's identity, but it tends to suit this style of play tends to suit teams who come up against high presses a lot. Rangers will come up against that in Europe and against Celtic and against Hearts and Hibs, arguably, and Aberdeen, but all the rest, low blocks might be an issue. I am emphasising might because I don't think it will be. Whereas regards to Russell Martin, his whole philosophy was on, I knew kind of for the start that Russell Martin wasn't going to work, but it's stuff like that you just have to watch. He's also familiar with some players at Rangers. I mean, Gassaman, for the matter of fact, he used to play. That was his main starter. That was one of his main starters. Played him pretty much all the time. He's the one that's actually developed Gassaman into the player he is now. Because obviously, before Sheffield Wednesday, it wasn't really much. I don't think he was a great player. Obviously, you know when you see a great player. And he'll know Asgard. He'll know different players because he's managed in that kind of league. Another thing, I think for the transfer side of things, he'll know people because he's worked at big clubs. For example, Bayern Munich, he might know a youth system. Because he's German, he might know the youth system in Germany as a whole because he's worked as an assistant manager for the national team. Meaning, look at this. Well, because when you're a manager in a national team, you're looking at through the ranks, you're trying to see who's coming up the next couple of years, stuff like that. So he might know that. He might be able to pick up a star before it's born. Stuff like that. Do I think it'll work? Yes. In comparison to Russell Martin, I think it'll be miles ahead. Miles, man. Miles. Because Russell Martin's he's just not a good football manager. Yeah, I knew that before he came. Not a good head coach, head football manager, whatever you want to call it. He's just not good. I kind of had the idea it wouldn't work, but the fan base is so toxic. I think they need to give Danny Rohl time. If Rangers want to succeed as a whole. But if you enjoyed this video, guys, remember to leave a like, press that subscribe button, and go to our socials such as Just Adam on Twitch, TikTok and Instagram. Second days of one. Hope you have a great day and good